Building a new home, it should be one of the most exciting things you ever do. But let's be honest, for a lot of people, it turns into a journey filled with stress and just so much uncertainty. So today, we're going to tackle that head-on. First, we'll build a super practical playbook for how to vet a builder in today's world. Then, we're going to take a leap into the future to see how technology is completely blowing up the old ways of making our homes. Okay, let's dive right in. And this quote just gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? It doesn't matter if you're in Houston or Helsinki. That feeling is absolutely universal. You're making this massive, life-changing investment, and the biggest question is just buzzing in your head. Can I actually trust the people building my home? The stakes, they're just incredibly high.
So how do you get from that feeling of anxiety to real solid confidence? Well, you need a system. You need a playbook. This isn't about having some vague gut feeling. It's about having a clear, structured process to figure out who you're about to partner with for this huge project.
And the core of that playbook, it really rests on these three pillars. Think of it like a three-step investigation, right? First, you check the paperwork, the company's foundation. Then, you look at their actual work and what people are really saying about them. And finally, you get a crystal clear picture of what happens after they hand you the keys. Okay, so Pillar 1 is all about the cold, hard facts. Are they a legit, stable business? If a company is changing its name all the time, that can be a major red flag. You want to see proof of insurance, current licenses for the really critical trades, and a public permit history that shows they do consistent, professional work. This is your baseline, your foundation for trust. Now we get to move from the paperwork to the real world. Go talk to people. Seriously, a homeowner from 6 months ago is going to give you a totally different perspective than someone from 2 years ago. And here's a pro tip. Go visit an active construction site. Is it clean and organized, or is it just chaotic? Because a messy site often means messy work. And don't forget to do a little digging for legal issues like liens, which are basically claims that the builder isn't paying their subcontractors.
Pillar 3 brings us to the warranty. A lot of builders are going to offer you what's called a 1-2-10 plan. It sounds pretty straightforward, right? 1 year on things like paint and trim, 2 years on your crucial systems like plumbing and electrical, and then 10 years on the big structural stuff. But, and this is a big but, the devil is always in the details. What's excluded? Who actually backs the warranty? You absolutely have to know.
Okay, so let's boil it all down. These are the big red flags that should make you just pause. If a builder can't give you any real references, if they're always changing their company name, or they have a history of not paying their bills, you gotta proceed with extreme caution. And if they refuse to share energy reports or have a warranty that forces you into binding arbitration, which means you can't go to court, that might be a sign they don't fully stand behind their work. All right, we've covered the playbook for today, but now we're going to pivot because the entire concept of home building is going through a radical transformation. We're literally moving from messy, unpredictable construction sites to clean, precise factory environments. And listen, this isn't some brand new idea. Prefabrication has roots that stretch all the way back to our nomadic ancestors. What's different now? What's the game changer? Is the technology. We are deep in the era of Construction 4.0, where digital tools are turning this old concept into something incredibly powerful and precise. And this right here, it illustrates the difference perfectly. Traditional building is completely at the mercy of the weather. It generates so much more waste, and the timeline, well, it's often a moving target, to put it nicely. But with modular, you're building in a controlled factory. That means way less waste, way better quality control, it's safer, and you get a far more predictable schedule. It's a whole different ballgame. So what's the magic ingredient making all this possible? What's the secret sauce? It's data. It's the digital intelligence that sits behind the entire process, turning construction into a high-tech manufacturing operation. Let's take a look at the key tools. It all starts with something called BIM, or Building Information Modeling. And I gotta tell you, this is so much more than just a 3D drawing. It is a complete, comprehensive digital model of the entire building. Every single pipe, every wire, every beam, it's all in there. And this lets builders find and fix problems digitally, it's called clash detection, before a single piece of lumber ever gets cut, which saves just an enormous amount of time and money. Okay, next up, you've got the Internet of Things, or IoT. The best way to think of this is like the building's nervous system. It's this whole network of sensors, tags on materials, even drones that are constantly feeding real-time info from the physical world, both the factory and the site, right back into that digital model. And when you combine that powerful BIM model with live IoT data, you get the holy grail, the digital twin. This isn't just a static model anymore. It's a living digital replica of the physical building.
It's constantly being updated, which allows you to monitor performance, simulate changes, and basically manage the building with incredible precision through its entire life.
This table just connects all the dots so well. The old problem of super expensive on-site mistakes and rework, solved by BIM finding those conflicts in the design phase. Poor quality control? Well, IoT sensors are monitoring conditions in the factory 24/7. And those unpredictable delays that drive everyone crazy? A digital twin can simulate the entire construction schedule to iron out all the bottlenecks ahead of time.
But this isn't just about building faster or cheaper. Not at all. This digital revolution has profound implications for one of the biggest challenges we all face together: sustainability.
This number is just staggering. In the European Union, buildings account for 40% of all energy consumed. 40%! If we are serious about moving toward a climate-neutral future, we absolutely have to build smarter, more efficient homes. There's just no way around it. And this is exactly where modular construction has this massive edge. That factory precision means way less material waste. Building indoors allows for much tighter construction, which leads to better insulation and airtightness, and that means lower energy bills for you. And get this, because these homes are designed like products, they can also be designed for disassembly, opening the door for a truly circular economy in construction.
So as we wrap up, let's just bring this all together and look at what this really means for the future of how we find and create a home.
So the crucial point, the big takeaway, is this. We are witnessing a fundamental shift. For centuries, building a home has basically been a craft, subject to human error and the whims of nature. Now, it's becoming a science, a true manufacturing process that's driven by data, by precision, and by digital intelligence.
Which leaves us with a final and I think fascinating question to think about. For decades, we've focused on vetting the builder, the hardware, right? But as our homes become these smart, connected systems that are built on digital platforms, will the future of home buying mean we also have to vet their software, their operating systems, and their digital DNA too? Something to chew on.